Thanks for tuning in. Today's movie recap is about a film called The Sound of Thunder, which came out in 2005. Hope you enjoy it. In 2077, a company utilizes time travel to provide time safari, allowing individuals to journey back to prehistoric times to hunt dinosaurs. To prevent altering history, the company ensures clients remain on a designated path to avoid any contact with the environment. They are permitted to hunt only certain dinosaurs that are nearing death from natural causes, and no items can be brought back. Today's participants include a middle-aged man and his daughter, accompanied by Dr. Travis and several employees from the company. All are equipped with specialized suits for the hunt that monitor their vital signs and feature cameras to capture the entire experience. Travis instructs the group to remain still as a powerful roar erupts, and the clients get excited. The ground trembles beneath the weight of a colossal dinosaur. The creature charges towards the group, demolishing any trees in its path. The clients are eager to shoot, but Travis insists they wait until the dinosaur is close. But the daughter fires at the dinosaur and eventually kills it. The hunters then look at the dinosaur sink into the swamp. Next, upon their return to the present, the footage of this adventure is showcased at an after-party which is hosted by CEO Charles. However, Travis doesn't attend the party, opting to stay in his lab working on the machine's AI, called Tammy. Soon he is joined by a man called Clay, an employee and member of the Department of Temporal Regulation, a government agency that ensures time travel companies follow safety protocols, and is seen checking a few things. Just then, Charles arrives to drag Travis to the party, hoping he'll use his scientific knowledge to impress the wealthy clients. The clients are also given souvenirs from their trip, the suit and a disc recording of their adventure. Suddenly, Dr. Sonia crashes the party, spraying everyone with red wine and calling it blood. Security moves to escort her out as she continues shouting warnings about the dangers of time travel and accuses the company of ruining the future. Travis follows her outside, where he learns that she invented the time travel technology, but Charles took the patent through a questionable funding contract. Sonia insists time safari will lead to terrible consequences and asks why does he support the project. In response, he takes her to a lab at the zoo. While playing a lion hologram, he explains that he works for Charles to study the DNA of extinct animals. Since they can't collect samples during hunts, Travis performs remote DNA readings of the dinosaurs, gathering bits of data over time. Eventually, he plans to reconstruct entire DNA chains and bring extinct animals back into the world. Since they only hunt animals that were meant to die from natural causes, Travis believes they aren't altering history. But Sonia insists this approach will only bring chaos, as clients are bound to be terrified and might shoot out of fear, killing a dinosaur before its time and jeopardizing the timeline. Meanwhile, an employee becomes distracted and accidentally drops a cartridge of frozen liquid nitrogen, used as bullets for the hunts. The container cracks, but he unknowingly places it in the supplies machine, failing to notice the nitrogen leaking onto Travis's gun. Following day, Christian and Ted sign up for a hunting trip, and Charles escorts them to the lab. Travis explains the technology to them, shocking Charles when he mentions that Sonia originally developed it. Next, the clients are taught how to handle the guns, which use frozen liquid nitrogen as bullets that dissolve afterward. This is an essential rule. They must leave nothing in the past and bring nothing back to the present. They are also instructed to stay on the designated path, never step off, and avoid changing anything. The clients receive special injections, and once everyone is suited up, they step into the machine, where they are held tightly to ensure the particle beam doesn't miss a single cell. Lights begin to spin around them, and within seconds, they appear in the past. As they walk down the artificial road, Ted gets startled by movement in the bushes and tries to shoot, but the gun isn't activated yet. It turns out to be a harmless butterfly that quickly flies away. The employees scold him, reminding him that the guns remain off initially because of incidents like this. They reach the designated spot, and the dinosaur soon appears, but Travis's gun malfunctions, and without it, the other guns won't activate. Marcus takes Travis's gun and begins working on fixing it, but needs a moment. Travis pulls out his flashlight, grabs the dinosaur's attention, and starts moving down the road to lure the creature away while Ted and Christian are seen running away. Soon the dinosaur turns to Travis, who narrowly escapes the tail, but it attacks him again. So Jenny screams and the dinosaur nearly snaps her, but Travis diverts its attention back with his flashlight. At that moment, Marcus finishes fixing the gun and tosses it to Travis, who drops the flashlight and uses the gun to kill the dinosaur with a few shots. The flashlight rolls down the road and nearly falls off the edge, but Jenny quickly leaps and catches it just in time. Afterward, everyone regroups to confirm no protocols were broken, so they prepare to leave. None of them notice a muddy footprint left on the road. Back in the present, the clients are furious and threaten to sue Charles. He quickly manipulates them with reassuring words, pointing out that instead of a routine hunt, Ted and Christian survived a real, dangerous encounter, making them more impressive than previous clients. This calms the duo down, and they accept a drink offered as truce. Outside, a strange gust of wind sweeps through the city, briefly cutting the power. After work, Travis goes home and notices it's warmer than usual. The next morning, temperatures rise even more, and news broadcasts report masses of dead fish washing ashore. Scientists also report unusually high UV levels, and Travis notices his houseplant has unexpectedly bloomed. On his way to work, he encounters a crowd fixated on a wall that a plant has mysteriously broken through. Travis and team is seen on one of their tours when they notice a volcano erupt, prompting everyone to rush back into the portal. Travis and Jenny jump in, just making it before the ash cloud reaches them. Once they're back, they discuss the incident and speculate that Tammy missed their entry point by 5 minutes, but Jenny assures them she sent them to the correct coordinates. Clay confirms the facility will be closed until further investigation is conducted, and he will be reporting the particulars to the government, dismissing Charles' attempts to manipulate him into cooperating. Soon, Tammy is shut down, and the entire lab fills with agents. Travis says they made a mistake during their last trip, but Charles disregards it. He leaves in a cab, but the journey is interrupted when a hole suddenly opens in the middle of the street. A car is seen falling into the hole just as Travis's cab behind it manages to dodge it, swirling around the ditch, eventually crashing into a few cafe tables outside a restaurant. Travis emerges unscathed and approaches the hole, discovering it was caused by fast-growing plants. Afterward, he heads to Sonia's building, where he finds a door overtaken by plants. Upon reaching her apartment, he encounters other tenants protesting at her door, blaming her for the plants invading their apartments. A frustrated Sonia opens the window and threatens them with a gun as they flee. Travis attempts to talk to her, but she ignores him, so he heads down. On his way out, Travis discovers the garden supply delivery service. He takes Sonia's order and pretends to be a worker to gain access inside. Sonia's apartment is filled with plants, but they don't seem to be behaving strangely. She eventually recognizes him and mentions she has been expecting him. She takes him upstairs and makes him look through the window. Travis is shocked to see a transparent wave sweeping the entire city, which is now heading their way, and on impact, Travis is thrown backward to the lower floor, while Sonia explains calling it a time wave. Just then they hear a scream and open the door to find a neighbor covered in bugs that are also overtaking the corridor. Travis and Sonia rush back inside, only to discover more bugs inside her apartment. The insects start crawling up Sonia's body, so Travis throws a fertilizer bag on the floor for her to stand on. He then breaks a pipe and begins spraying water on the floor to create a path through the bugs. The water splashes onto the tanks, creating a spark, so they run and jump off the building, narrowly escaping just before the tanks explode and destroy the entire apartment. Travis and Sonia survive the fall by landing on a massive tree outside her building that wasn't there before. When they look around, they realize the entire city is in ruins. Sonia explains that altering something in the past doesn't immediately change the future all at once. Instead, the effects unfold gradually in a ripple effect. It began in this city, but soon the changes will spread globally. Plants transform first, followed by animals, with humans affected last. Changes could be minor, like an extra eye, or drastic, like extinction. Afterward, Travis and Sonia head to the company with a plan. They intend to return to the time when Christian and Ted hired the hunting service and prevent any errors. At first, Clay rejects, but Charles persuades him by warning that if they don't resolve this, Clay will face the consequences alongside him. Sonia works meticulously to minimize any margin of error before Travis embarks on the mission alone. To his surprise, he isn't transported to the dinosaur era but in a desert, where he narrowly avoids being run over by a group of Native Americans. As the dust settles, he realizes they were fleeing from the advancing time wave heading his way. He quickly runs towards the portal and crosses it to return to the present, trying to warn everyone. But it's too late as the wave reaches the lab, tossing everyone back while destroying most machines and cutting the power. Everyone is seen fallen on the floor, trying to get up as backup power kicks in, only to notice that the plants have overtaken the entire lab, and a quick glance outside reveals the entire city, unfortunately too, is in the same state. Sonia realizes her machine can't jump through a time wave, which is why Travis couldn't return to the Jurassic period. The wave creates a series of rings around each era which are now beyond them, but Sonia tries fixing it. While the team decides to watch all of the recorded footage from the last hunt repeatedly, and from different angles for hours together, but their efforts are all down the drain as they don't find anything substantial. Hours later, Marcus finally identifies their error. They returned 1.3 grams heavier than when they left, meaning someone must have taken something back. This doesn't add up because the time machine has a biofilter that should have detected it as they double-check it with Marcus. Charles is then forced to admit he disabled the filter long ago to save on energy costs, further stating Clay was not only aware but he also approved it, but Clay is seen denying it outright. While Charles presses further, Clay walks away. The team proceeds to scan all the equipment, but the results come back negative, meaning the object must be on the client's suits. After much effort, Sonia devises a possible solution. She'll send Travis to a time 1 year before the incident, when the waves didn't exist. This way, she can slingshot him to the correct moment without resistance. This jump will consume most of his energy, giving him only about 20 seconds to fix the issue. To avoid wasting that time, they need to pinpoint the exact cause of the problem first. The team begins gearing up to locate the clients. Sonia warns them that plants and animals have been evolving uniquely for millions of years, so they should be cautious of things like evolved dinosaurs. They set out in the middle of the night and begin crossing the park when they hear a noise. A quick shot is fired, but it turns out to be a simple chameleon-like creature that quickly flees. Just then, they hear a loud roar and keep moving in that direction while looking around for any danger. A little farther down, they come across very large cobwebs and unusual paw prints on the ground. As they continue, they hear another roar and suddenly a vine wraps around Marcus, stabbing him with multiple thorns before letting him go. They hear the roaring creature approaching, so the team quickly removes the thorns and helps Marcus walk as they try to escape. Marcus realizes he can't feel his legs and deduces that the thorns injected him with some kind of chemical. A vine also grabs Lucas's gun, but he manages to pull it free. Moments later, they're suddenly ambushed by a reptilian baboon that leaps onto Lucas and drags him away. Travis chases after them, shooting at the creature, but his bullets only enrage it further. The baboon lunges again, exposing its weak spot, and Travis manages to shoot there, finally killing it. Unfortunately, the creature's roar attracts even more baboons, and Travis and Lucas hurry back to rejoin the group. They all begin running, firing at the creatures as they swarm, but the numbers are overwhelming and keeps growing. Marcus, unable to move, urges the others to leave him behind, to act as a distraction. After the team leaves, Marcus continues firing to hold the creature's attention, but the poison is making him to hallucinate. He thinks of his loved ones, and he dies with a smile as the baboons close in on him, devouring him eventually. Just then, the team reaches Ted's building, where they spot a father and son sneaking out to go to the market. The father and son, desperate for food, are quickly attacked by the baboons. Travis rushes in, shooting the first baboon in its soft spot to kill it. He tries to shoot the second one, but misses. However, the baboon gets frightened and is seen disappearing into the shadows. Next, the team enters the apartment building, navigating through plants and refugees scattered everywhere. They find Ted arguing with a neighbor over a fire he started. Travis asks him about that day. Ted claims he never left the path. They retrieve his suit from the closet and scan it thoroughly, but find no evidence, meaning they still need to locate Christian. Ted mentions that Christian's wife kicked him out, so he's now staying in his downtown office. To make the journey, the team decides to steal a car from the building's parking lot. A creature flies dangerously close, but they manage to leave it behind as they reach Christian's building. Sonia and Travis head upstairs to search for Christian, while Lucas and Jenny stay behind to guard the car. The duo is seen cautiously climbing the stairs slowly, noticing venomous vines everywhere and a lot of bodies, as though the venom caused people to go insane and attack each other. As they check, an old man jumps out and tries to shoot them, but finding himself out of bullets, he quickly runs away. Travis shoots open a door and finds Christian, who immediately opens fire. Travis and Sonia take cover until Christian stops shooting, and as they approach, they realize he's also infected. When they ask about his suit, Christian becomes erratic, running wildly around the apartment while firing his gun, accidentally killing a neighbor in the hallway. Travis carefully maneuvers until he can corner Christian, who, in a panic, chooses to end his own life. After searching, they finally uncover the cause of the catastrophe. Christian had stepped on a butterfly and brought it back stuck in his boot. Travis and Sonia rush back to the parking lot, where Jenny and Lucas are desperately shooting at massive flying creatures to hold them off. As the team speeds away in the car, the flying creatures follow, breaking the rear window. Jenny and Lucas fire through the broken window and ceiling, managing to bring down a few of the beasts, but one manages to tear open and smash through the roof as it gets hold of Lucas, making Jenny scream, but eventually they devour Lucas. The team feels despair creeping in, but at that moment, the time wave hits, sending the car hurtling through the company's front entrance. But everyone inside is unharmed, and the remaining trio heads to the lab, which is now covered in plants, without power and flooded, where they find Charles lifeless in the water. Since Sonia can't work without power, she grabs Tammy's hard drive to take it to a portal at her old university lab. Travis searches the lockers for his suit and finds Clay hiding inside, evading a group of baboons sleeping on the ceiling. Initially, Clay refuses to go with the team, but after they leave, he changes his mind and tries to follow. Unfortunately, the baboons hear him and quickly surround him. Meanwhile, the trio enters a subway station and begins walking along the flooded tracks, unaware of a creature tailing them. Moments later, they come across a crashed train and enter to cross through it, but the door is locked. Before they can turn back, a concrete slab from the ceiling falls, crushing the other car and trapping them inside. As the water levels rise around the train, an aquatic creature breaks through a window, snatching Jenny and taking her away. The water begins flooding the car from all directions in a very big way, so Sonia and Travis take a deep breath and dive underwater. Travis shoots a window, and as the creature bursts in, Sonia swims out while Travis opens fire. Out of bullets, He grabs his knife and stabs the creature in its eye. As Travis tries to swim out, the creature grabs his legs, pulling him toward its mouth. Fortunately, the ceiling collapses once more, and falling debris crushes the beast, killing it. An unconscious Travis floats in the water until Sonia rescues him, bringing him to the surface so he can breathe. They're momentarily startled by the creature's body appearing again, but it's only its floating corpse. They swim out of the station and make it to the university, where they find the garden overrun with baboons. They rush inside, locking all the doors, as the baboons start climbing the building to reach the windows. Sonia powers Tammy up using a backup generator, while the baboons pound on the door. Travis gets into the time machine, and Sonia sends him back just as the final wave hits, transforming her into a strange creature. The slingshot maneuver works, and Travis jumps from one era to another, dodging the time waves. He arrives at the moment his team was panicking and catches Jenny's attention, warning her that the biofilter is off and only he should touch the recording. Travis runs down the path, pulling Christian back just before he can step on the butterfly. Christian is confused as he watches Travis disappear. The timeline has been restored. Jenny then instructs Clay to turn on the biofilter and watches as the butterfly fly away. Back in the present, Jenny hands the recording to Travis, explaining everything that happened. A bit dazed, Travis leaves work to find the city back to normal. He heads to Sonia's place and hands her the disc, finally giving her the proof needed to bring down the company. That's the end of the video. As you would agree, it takes a lot of time and effort to produce this kind of content. So if you enjoyed it, please consider dropping a like, leaving a comment, and subscribing to the channel. It'll only take a second of your time, but will help us a lot and motivate us to create more content like this. Don't forget to click the bell icon to stay updated on our next video. Thanks.